Good morning. Namaste, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great. So, today's video is about the sun's transit in the sign of Aries, where it is exalted. So, the reason that I'm making this video today is because we have a sun exalted and Mars debilitated at the same time. So that's why I wanted to discuss what predictions this sun could give for 1 month to us. Before this, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and also hit the bell icon so that you get regular updates from my channel. Also, if you would like to have your personal readings, you can check out the link below www.anmollastrology.com, and under the reading and unique reading sections, you can look for your personal reading. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, why this video is important? That is the question. This video is important because so as to understand the importance of exaltation and debilitation. Okay, so sun is exalted in the sign of Aries. So what it does, let's first know about that. Sun is the planet of your personality. It is the planet of your vitality. It is the natural ruler of the fifth house. It represents how people perceive you, how people perceive your personality, or what sort of personality do you have? What type of confidence do you have? How do you present yourself? And it is a planet responsible for your ego, your pride, your respect, and your ability to express yourself. It's your confidence. Okay, so sun is an extremely important planet. Trust me on that. A person with a very strong sun, I don't mean that very strong sun is just an exalted sun. No, but a sun which is placed in a favorable house along with a favorable zodiac sign. That is a sun which is cluster free. That is a strong sun. That means it is going to make you have good days because sun rules the daytime. It is the light, right? So if your sun is good, your energy is going to be good. If your sun is good, your leadership qualities are going to be good. You're going to be confident about your decisions. So that's why having an exalted sun is like having such a good confidence, so as to be like a leader, so as to live like a royal person. Okay, so sun gets exalted in the first house. That's because that's the house from which direction it actually rises. It's the east. Whatsoever, your rising sign, whatsoever time you're born in, your rising sign is the sign which is rising at the point you're born in the eastern direction, right? And that is the direction where sun rises. That's why sun feels its illumination. It is able to give light. It is able to illuminate there. In the first house also, in the 10th house also. That's why it feels stronger in both the houses. Okay, it is able to express itself. It is able to act like a leader, because what is the sign of Aries? Aries is about initiation. It's about individuality. It's about independence. And that's all the things which sun would require, or the qualities of sun are getting nurtured there. Okay, so sun being in the sign of Aries means it gives you good confidence. It gives you leadership, abilities. It doesn't make you a follower, or it doesn't make you indecisive. You are a person who is able to make decisions of your life, and that too in a very strong way. And you have the ability to stick to those decisions. Your personality is that way that it is respected in the society. You outshine because of an because of an exalted sun. Okay, so you find your confidence, you find your personality, you are able to express your personality in a very bold way. And on the other hand, if you have a weak sun, then most of all, you would see that the daytime, every day we have the daytimes are going to be not the best ones for you, right? So that's why a person either, like for example, if sun is in Libra or is in the seventh house, you will project your ego in the places where it is not required. And when sun is exalted, you would project your ego, or you would bring in your leadership role wherever it is required, or you are able to sustain that. But with a debilitated or afflicted sun, it arises arrogance. It arises, unnecessary pride or unnecessary ego battles. Okay, so that's, and also I would not say that with an exalted sun you would not have loss of hair, because one thing I've observed very prominently is whenever uh sun gets activated, whenever it is in the first house and it gets activated, it is natural domain of Aries, people start losing their hair. But yes, sun is also, I started touching my hair. So, sun is also responsible for your hair growth. It is responsible for your immunity. Okay, so there are many things that can be associated with sun. But do you know? But today, the question is that is this exaltation going to work for the best for you? Now, if that's the question, first I will answer it in a very diplomatic way. You know why? Because in astrology, nothing is totally bad and nothing is totally positive. No placement ever is 100% good. No placement ever is 100% bad. I personally feel that astrology is a pseudoscience which is a guiding source for everyone. So it can guide you very, very nicely. Why and how? It can actually provide you the guidance with how you should go ahead with your endeavors, how you should go ahead, what things you should be careful with, how you should deal with the things. That is what astrology helps you with. So I would address this placement to be a little weak exaltation. This is because that whenever there is an exalted planet, the dispositor should also, be well placed. The dispositor should also, be strong. Not just strong, it has to be not at least debilitated, so as to give its total results. Like, for example, if I have built a home, but I didn't have that much money that I would have built a very strong foundation of that home, right? So I just made whatever works for me at that point of time. Now, a very superior guest comes in. I have provided every comfort to that particular person, but the foundation of the home is not strong. I invited them and they are now living under my roof. They are feeling comfortable because they have everything there. But what if that building collapsed because there is no good foundation? That is what is the meaning when a planet is exalted, but the dispositor is debilitated or is hemmed between planets. So you can check that within your charts also. So what will happen here is, now before going into that, let me tell you people that if it would have been vice versa, like for example, if there is a debilitated planet, but the dispositor is strong and the dispositor is quadrant, then the debilitation cancels out. Okay, so for example, if here moon is well placed in a healthy sign, and also it is quadrant from Mars in the Kendra specifically, that's like 100% cancellation. If we go for other houses, that's like a little bit less cancellation, but it can cancel out that debilitation. Okay, but since this is a transit, we cannot refer to the cancellation within the transits because they are going to give its effect. Howsoever, exaltation effect is there or there is not. So what will happen? Sun getting exalted means that a person will feel confident. They will have the power. They will have the authority. They will have the courage to fight for what they desire, or to just, go ahead, initiate things. But because of a debilitated Mars in the back end, because of a debilitated Mars, the foundation of this action would not be stronger enough. So, first things first, whatsoever you are deciding to initiate, whatsoever changes you are trying to bring in, you have to check that are you secured? Are you secured, and then move towards that initiation, towards that effort, or towards that action. And this also shows, since Mars debilitated tells you that this is your time to retrospect your thought process, take your time, be patient, and then take an action. Similarly, this sun would give you immense ideas. It would give you immense motivation so as to pursue something. But this debilitated Mars says that you will have to be patient. You can take your actions, but those actions should be well thought of. It's Cancer. You need to align your intuition along with your logical mind. It's not the time for you to be impulsive with your actions. It's not the time for you to initiate processes because they can be short lived. You should always, like, it's always, but right now with this transit, you must start something, or you must act upon things only if you know you are secured, and only if you know that you will be able to take full responsibility towards that task. Another thing, what it is going to do is that this sun being exalted and Mars being debilitated, it says that you are full of energy, you are full of action, and you are somehow being are being overblown with your ego. You have a lot of confidence, you have a lot of courage, you have a lot of ego so as to work upon something, and you are also demanding respect. But your actions also require a little bit of manipulation. It also requires a little bit of, diplomacy. Suppose, for example, there's a fight, there's a confrontation you'll have to do, or you are required to do on your end. Now, rather than being very blunt with that confrontation, I don't understand why I fumble. I need to get it checked. I think it's high time to not blaming the postpartum and now just get it checked. So, before you confront that particular individual, or you confront, suppose, your boss, you need to adopt some sort of manipulation and diplomacy with your actions. Be confident, but at the same time, you'll have to be a little bit diplomatic and manipulative. And I won't say this is in a wrong sense. It's just that you have to change your patterns of execution. You have to be a little bit adjustative with your, actions. It's not your time to be, extremely confident. See, confidence is good, but extreme confidence is, or overconfidence is bad. That's what this placement is telling. That along with confidence, along with your ability to take action, you will have to consider a lot of other things. You will have to be considerate of others' emotions, or else it can make you, make your energy go into battles. Your energy can be misperceived. It can be misunderstood. Your actions can be misunderstood, and then you will have to deal with the consequences. Right? So that's what this transit is going to bring in for you for approximately for a month, because Mars is debilitated till the month of June 2025. And this debilitation and this exaltation of Sun is till 15th of May. So for approximately a month, you'll have to be a little careful with your actions. But trust me on this, if you take your actions, if you initiate things in a intelligent manner by balancing your intuitive mind and your logical mind, you are going to get the greatest results. You are going to get the greatest success that you would always are looking for. Now, for some ascendants, it can work extremely well. But for some ascendants, they would have to be more concerned. So let's dive into the Muhurta chart for this transit. So this is the Muhurta chart. We have Aquarius rising here. So what does Aquarius rising shows? And see, this is Satavashak nakshatra in the ascendant with Aquarius rising. This shows patience. This shows evaluation, futuristic thought process. That you need to understand what actions you're going to take right now are going to have consequences in the future. Now, from this, Sun is in the third house, Mars is in the sixth house, and the dispositor of Mars is fourth from itself. See, Mars is fourth, it's quadrant from Sun, and Moon is quadrant from Moon. So, from Mars. So, it is kind of nullifying the debilitated effect, but still, I told you guys, in transits we do not see the cancellation. That's because that howsoever, if even if it is being cancelled, it is going to give its effect. So it's the simplest thing with this Muhurta chart, I would say, is that you will require to be confident. You would be required to lead, to take on responsibility, to take on leadership roles, but also evaluate your actions. Be ethical with your actions, and on the other hand, be a little bit protective over others' emotions. This is your time to think about think this clearly, that your present actions can lead to future consequences. So think wisely and then only take actions, because this combination is telling me that it can bring in unnecessary fights, unnecessary battles. You will get the victory. You will be able to lead. But at the same time, the leadership or the victory would come after you have to go through a battle, after you have to learn your lesson. So it's like a win-win situation, but with a certain obstacle. Okay, so just be careful with your communication, be careful with your actions. try not to unnecessarily indulge into any sort of communication. And specifically for Aquariuses, for Aquarius rising people or Aquarius moon people, there can be changes within your job. It can either be you are getting promoted within the job, or you're getting another opportunity in some other job. So you might require to make some changes. But be careful that along with these changes, you do not hurt anyone. Just try to be secured with your work environment. Like, for example, maybe in the future, you might need your current boss to give some recommendations in the future, or maybe he can be of help in the future. So build a, even if you are leaving the job, for example, just be leave that in a certain way that you are in good terms with everyone. So this is your time to be highly diplomatic within your workspace and be aware with your communication, right? Your moon is in the ninth house. Someone, a guru like person, might guide you with this process. Okay. And use your higher understanding. Definitely use your intuition, your logical mind, and your intuition to take certain steps in the coming time period. So it's a lot of energy, it's a lot of confidence that you're feeling, but try to execute it in a very understandable way. Okay, so next one will be the sign of Pisces. So for Pisces individuals, Sun being the sixth lord is in the second house, that is exalted. This is the time for you to win over some conflict within your family. This is the time for you to put your foot down with your command within your family and also with other people. You will feel very competitive with your communication because right now you're suppressing your emotions and you're being more blunt. You're being practical with your approach. But at the same time, with the debilitation of Mars in the fifth house, be careful of the decisions. Do not make, I would say, do not make any, just analyze if there are decisions that could wait, let them wait. Just concentrate on your surroundings and what is needed right now. Try not to take any major decisions, especially related to finances, investments. But of course, this is a good time for earning, as in earning by your hard work. Okay, but invest very, very wisely. At the same time, do not react. Do not give unnecessary reactions. You are, see, you have Sun in the second house right now. Your your assets, your possessions are going to illuminate, your income is going to get promoted, but at the same time, just see that your communication is going to be quite blunt. So along with the blunt communication, also have a consideration towards other people's emotions. That way, you will be able to stay on good terms with everyone. You will not be getting into unnecessary conflicts. Okay. And also be aware of gastric issues, be aware of issues related to your digestive system. Right? So next one is the sign of Aries. This is in the first house, exalted Sun in the first house. So, with this exalted Sun and debilitated Mars, it means that the action is there, the leadership is there, the confidence is there, but there's something on the background or within you that is stopping you. You will have to heal that particular energy, which is giving you that fear, which is giving you that obstacle, or which is trying to be an obstacle within your success. This is your time to heal. So this confidence is required within yourself. so as to heal yourself. Okay, since you people also have your Sadhisati, it's the first phase of your Sadhisati, so things can be way burdened over your mind. So this is the time to just relax, avoid any sort of fights and any sort of difference of opinions within your family, within your family members, or within your home environment. Just try to avoid that. Try to be focused, because sun is there. Sun is illuminating your personality, it is illuminating your mind, it is giving you that focus. You just have to grab this opportunity. You have to avoid the distractions and work towards your goals and your focus. If you want to start something, you want to initiate something related to your work or related to any other thing, feel free to do that. But also, what I told in the introduction, be aware of the concept. Just understand, have a understanding within yourself that what the consequences would be and how am I going to sort it out if I approach those consequences, those negative ones. Have a plan and take action in a very organized way, because this debilitated Mars is going to take away your discipline. It is going to take away your organized self. Okay, so it's like you have to seek a balance between both, right? So this also shows that there is going to be support from your counterpart, your wife, your spouse, your husband, or just people in general. Very confidently, you'll be able to interact with other people. But be aware of your interactions, because that's an air element. Your interactions can be very good at one point, but it can go the other way at another point. But it works really, really well for your business, for your negotiations with your contracts. Whether it is a personal contract, it's a marriage contract, or it is a business contract. So your confidence is there, you are feeling motivated, just go for it. Right? Now, next is Taurus. So for Taurus individuals, Sun is in the 12th house. This is illuminating the 12th house. Whenever Sun is in the 12th house, you find yourself into spirituality. You find yourself very confidently expressing yourself in a confined space. You want to travel, you can go for travel. But I would tell you one thing, that with the Sun in the 12th house, it could even give you sense of responsibility. You will have to take care of certain things. At the same time, you have Mars in the 3rd house. One thing I would say with this is it could affect your, if you are right now going to purchase a property or away from where you are born, like maybe you are born in Mumbai, but you're deciding to take a property in Delhi, or you're born in Delhi, you're deciding to take on a property overseas. So I think there is going to be some negotiation that is going to be required within this particular contract. You will achieve your negotiating price, but it would take some time and effort, right? But if you're planning to do so, the possibilities are definitely there. This also shows that there can be some significant changes in regards of your job. You might get an opportunity of either going to a far away place through your job, or you might get an opportunity of working from home in a very uh, isolated place. Okay, so both the possibilities are there. But of course, this particular time, this particular, combination, since it's also a punar, and I was going to say a purnamashi, like a full moon with sun and moon. This is the time for you to also balance your disputes and your conflicts within family, within workspace, or howsoever. With like it's all about your life. Okay, so it's your time to deal with your debts, deal with your expenses, manage them, and work towards them. Also, along with that, there's some sort of responsibility I see coming in for you people. Okay, so there can be a lot of quick changes that you might experience in the coming 1 month. Now, next is the sign of Gemini. For Geminis, Sun is in the 11th house with Mars debilitated in the second house. Beautiful placement. Like the 11th Lord is going into the second house, creating that Dhan Yoga, although it is debilitated. At the same time, you have Moon, the second Lord in the fifth house. Beautiful Dhan Yoga. Then you have third Lord in the 11th house. Any changes within your job, within your work, are going to work very well for you. You are going to take on something very, very creative. You're going to feel confident about your creation, and you will be able to show that in front of people and get appreciated from that. This is your time. This is definitely, this month is yours, Geminis. This is for you, for your career responsibility. See how a person gets recognized in their career. If they are being responsible, if they are given the burden and they prove themselves. That is the situation with you people. You have a lot of ideas, Geminis always do, but you will be able to execute those ideas. Trust me on this. And for that, you will have to require, to indulge into creative aspects, creative approach. At the same time, be a little diplomatic with your communication. You can be that. Put up your command, put up what you want to say, say that, but the way you are telling those things matters. So look towards that. That's what is required here. Okay, so this could also make you associate yourself with some influential people, or like government can be supportive, or you will be like that, I don't need the support of the government. I will be my own authority and I will work and get my benefits out of it, right? But although otherwise the authorities are going to be, supportive of you. Now, next one is the sign of Cancer. For Cancer individuals, Sun is in the 10th house exalted, a strong position. Along with that, we have Mars in the ascendant and Moon in the 4th house. You have the pillars within yourself. You have an exalted planet, then its dispositor is going quadrant from itself, so it's in the Kendra as well. Then you also have Moon, so this is going to work for your benefit. You will be able to express yourself. This is your time. This is your time to express yourself in a very nurturing way. It's not the time for you to be, blunt, rude. No, it's just the time for you to be yourself, to be you, right? You will find the courage, you will find the energy, you will find the confidence in yourself. You will find the comfort that you always go on looking into other people or other things. You are going to now find it into yourself. You're going to be strong within yourself. It's a very strong time. It's a very strengthening time for you people. So this 1 month is like You will be settling down a lot of traumas that you have had earlier. You are going to balance your relationship with yourself. You're going to self-heal yourself. So this is a promising time. When it's about career, just be a little bit aware of not getting into unnecessary conflicts with authorities, but this might be something which is required. This might be something like not just, I would say, in your career, but in your personal life as well. This sun wants you to be confident with your actions, and it wants you to own your actions. You don't need to be sorry for anything. Even if you have done something, even you have not done something. This time is for you to be confident with your actions, with your decisions. If you are going to show your confidence, you're going to achieve the result. But if you are not going to show your confidence, you may be a little dicey with the results as well. Okay? So take care of this thing. This is a strong time. This is the time for you to acknowledge yourself, your growth, your individuality. Now, next is the sign of Leo. So for Leos, Sun is exalted. I don't know if you guys can hear. My daughter is at the door. Yavi, aati hu. Wait. She's like, no. Okay. So for Leos, Sun is in the 9th house. It is exalted with Mars in the 12th house. And that is it. Debilitated. I need to hold on for a second to settle her down. Okay. So Leos. Sun exalted in the 9th house, very respectful position. But the dispositor is Mars in the 12th house in the sign of Cancer. Then Moon in the 3rd house. Now, the theme that I think is following with this combination is the result is that you're going to be respected. You are going to gain respect out of a situation. It's like you didn't do anything, but you got the respect. Or you will have to approach things in a diplomatic way and gain your respect out of it. It's like the situation was not in your favor, but it somehow, because of your intelligence and because of your diplomatic approach to that situation, it got you a bonus. It got you, a very respectful appreciation, right? So it's like you are going to get very unexpected but good results, right? But for that, you need to be very, I won't say clever, but very intelligent with your actions, very intelligent with your communication. This is your time not to be the blunt self that you are. This is your time to be a little adjustative with the situations. Like we call it, जब घी सीधी उंगली से नहीं निकलता है तो उल्टी उंगली से नहीं उंगली टेढ़ी कर लेनी चाहिए. That is what you are required to do. Right? So this is a good opportunity. I do see some changes in regards of job. You might be deciding to shift from a job or altogether shift your residence. So it shows me travel. It shows me travel for work. It shows me changes, a lot of changes. See, considering the fact that Ketu is also going to come within this time period, like till the time the sun is going to go away, Ketu will start coming in your ascendant. So definitely a lot of changes are on the line. So these quick changes can work for your benefit in the very beginning. And this is your time to grasp that opportunity for yourself. Right? But this combination also tells me that you will have to work hard. Like hard, not in a very manual hard work, but hard work from here. Hard work, smart work, whatsoever you will call it. You'll have to do that. And this also tells me you would require to settle your relations with your relatives. You would get that opportunity to settle your relations with the relatives, with the neighbor, or with your close friends, close relatives. And that is going to happen after a very intense situation that has either happened or will happen for you. Okay? But this sun in the 9th house, exalted, very strong position. Be firm and be firm and dedicated to your focus. 9th house is one's focus. That is the sign of Sagittarius. It's what? It's, that the bow and the arrow. You'll have to be focused so as to throw that bow. That's what sun does. That's why sun is very extremely focused in the 9th house. And also, it will lead you into spirituality. Okay. Now, next is the sign of Virgo. So for Virgos, sun is in the 8th house. It is illuminating your 8th house. It is illuminating your joint assets with your spouse. The Lord of your 8th house is in the 11th house. It is debilitated, but the Lord of the 11th house is in the 2nd house. That is a very good Dhan Yoga. It talks for money. It calls for savings, investments. I think the crucial time for Virgos is now gone. It is just at the very, very end of it. So you will be able to do what you wanted to do. You will be able to take actions. You will be able to now finally work with a clear mind. This, and I don't know I should say that or not, but this combination tells me that you can gain out of a very unexpected situation. It can be even gambling, it can be even lotteries. Okay, so it's like it simply means that you right now are very focused on what you need to gain, how you need to fulfill your desires, and you're willing to take any steps, whether it is with manipulation or it is with bluntness. You are willing to take those steps so as to gain what you desire. Okay, so this works well for a person who wants to research. So it will make you do some research related to any subject. It can be occult, it can be any other subject. It can be even shares, it can be any speculative things, investments. Even right now in India, IPLs are going. So many of Virgos would be researching for the patterns of IPL, betting and stuff like that. This is what it shows. Okay, but this can be a very beautiful time for your finances, for your recognition, for your financial gains. Although there are many people who are trying to demean you, who are trying to put your name down or put your name into, the mud, still you will be able to gain what you want to gain. Let them speak. You do not need to fight back with them because your stars are naturally going to work in your favor now. It hasn't done that in the previous year. So I feel that me saying that right now, most of you might not even trust me, but trust me, it is going to be for your betterment. Okay, but be careful of wrong influences, of wrong friendships, manipulative and deceptive friends. Okay, all the best. Next is the sign of Libra. For Libra, Sun is in the 7th house, exalted. Your partner, your spouse can act very, very strong, independent, and may want to lead the relationship now. But at the same time, they are not going to have a very strict, strict view towards you or strict authority towards you. They are going to be softer with their authority. But at the same time, they are going to act as a leader of the relationship. They are going to take the lead now from you, because right now you are full of emotions. So your power is in the hands of your partner, your business partner, your love partner, or your spouse. This also shows, since the 10th Lord is coming into the first house, 7th Lord is coming into the 10th house. This also shows many things in your life are something that you should take control over. Not, I would not say your partnership, but the other things in your life. You must take control over them. This is your time to balance all the things within your life. Right? You might be getting, involved into disputes, unnecessary conflicts. This is your time to just lower down your authority a bit. Think very intelligently and manipulatively with your authority, with your actions, but at the same time, sustain your confidence. So wherever it is required for you to bow down there. Wherever it is required for you to be, bold and leader, be a leader there. So that's a kind of situation that you might lead to, and you'll have to work around with it. Okay. But one thing I would say, be very careful with the environment of your work. I see a lot of deception within your workspace and with your colleagues, with your competitors. Okay. Now, next is the sign of Scorpio. For Scorpios, Sun is in the 6th house. It is exalted. It wants you to win over your disputes, any legal matters that you might have had, or it wants you to be heavier on your subordinates or your colleagues within your workspace. You would require to take action and take the leadership role there. You would require to maintain and organize your workspace. Now, the Lord of the 6th house is going into the 9th house, and it is also your ascendant Lord. And the Lord of the 9th house is going into the 12th house. It is going to require a lot of thought process, a lot of thinking, a lot of planning. So anything that you're deciding to do in the coming time period, any changes you're deciding to make, this is your time to actually look into them thoroughly. Sit over those thoughts, with those thoughts, and thoroughly think about them. Plan it out properly and then take actions. This can make you extremely competitive. You will be competitive, you will be fighting with competition and winning over competition. But at the same time, be considerate with other people's emotions. Be considerate with your focus, and that you are not hurting unnecessarily to the others. Okay, but since it is sun, it is illuminating the sixth house, it will make you dive into your health. You will have to get your health back on track. At the same time, it will make you settle your disputes, settle your debts, and it can bring in unnecessary obligations as well. It can even either, it can make you travel overseas if you are, suppose, you have filed for PR, if you have filed for some travel related visa, there can be some obstacle within the process, but you are going to achieve that. The objective will be achieved. It also shows me foreign travel, or simply, it could be leisure, it could be work, anything, but it shows travel to me. Okay. So next is the sign of Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, Sun is exalted in the fifth house. It calls for fame. It calls for creatively expressing yourself. It calls for education. It's not just education, like academic education. It is the time for you to gain knowledge. Be confident with your knowledge. Own your knowledge and yourself. The Lord of the fifth house is going into the eighth house. You will feel very courageous, very bold, very initiative with your actions, and also, most importantly, your reactions. But you need to be patient with your actions. You need to be aware of the consequences it can give in the future. So anything that you do right now, any reaction that you give right now is going to have some future consequence, which can be good or bad. Now you will have to recognize that and act accordingly. This also calls for recognition, since Moon, being the eighth lord, is in the 11th house. You may gain out of unexpected situations, unexpected battles. So the leadership mark is there, the confidence is there, the courage is there, the winning is also there. But it would come in with very unexpected way. At the same time, the fifth lord going into the eighth house and being debilitated, it wants you to research. It wants you to be prepared, be organized before you express your knowledge out there, before you take a decision out there. This also illuminates the fifth house. It illuminates the house of investments, the house of your children. You will be actively participating with your children, or you may even have some ego battles with your children. Or this can be a significant time for your child. Okay, so sun coming into the fifth house, and that too exalted, it works very well with your logical mind, but you have to be careful with your reactions, because fifth house is the house that actually shows how much of a patient a person is, how much reactive a person is, how quickly you get aggressive, how quickly you get that anger. It shows that you have so much anger within yourself. But on the other hand, you somehow are controlling your actions. You'll be in the space where you'll be like, I need to control on myself. I need to control on my actions. I need to think wisely and then act upon it. But this works extremely well for your investments. It works extremely well for unexpected financial gains and political gains. Okay, now next and the last is the sign of Capricorn. So the sun exalted is in the fourth house. You would want to dominate your home space, your comfort space. It's like that you are now that nobody else is thinking for me or not making the space comfortable for me. Let me do that myself. I'll make my life, comfortable by myself. This sun makes you take up your authority within your home and also with your emotions. You'll be confident about your emotions. Now, the Lord of the fourth house is going into the seventh house. It is debilitated. Then the Lord of the seventh house is going into the 10th house. And that is in Libra. That's sun and moon. You will be able to mark your domain. There can be quick changes within your career. There can be job change. There can be change of residence also, I feel. So all the changes, you are going to own those changes. You are going to be confidently working towards that changes. But on the other hand, this sun coming into the fourth house, it is one of the moksha houses. It makes you research. It makes you research and be confident about what what you think you have an expertise to. So you'll be able to take that into your career. See, getting appreciated or getting recognized, that is something you'll have to be patient for. But trust me on this, this is your time to prepare yourself. This is your time to prepare yourself with your learnings, with your research. And this is your time to take the hold within your home endeavors, and also within your office if you are a business person or you work in an office. Okay, so again, see, for all the movable signs, this is the time to own oneself, to own yourself, own all the strong areas of your life, because you have that prominent planets in your kendras. So it's like internal foundation is getting built up for all the movable signs. And that is a significant time. Okay. Sun, although coming into a water sign or a moksha house, somehow loses its power, or its power of fire is not, coming out totally in a fire way. It is in a bit in a manipulative and diplomatic way. But I think that is what this debilitated Mars requires. So it fulfills the purpose. Right? But this is your time to make those changes for which you have been planning since a long time. You may get very disappointing comments from the others because of this Mars in the seventh house. Some people can try to control you, your love partner, your business partner or your spouse may try to control you or may to be over possessive towards you, but this is your time to find your independence. It is the time for you to find your individuality and to work towards it. And if you are, for example, you are not working, you are like a housewife, or you are a male who is not working right now, this is your time to go back to work. This is your time to be aligned with your home and your work. Okay, guys? So this was my analysis for all of you regarding this transit of Sun, which is happening on 14th of April. Okay, I hope this gives you good insight into this topic. All the very all the very best, and God bless you, every one of you. Okay, bye bye. See you next time.